Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for the originals, Season 3, Episode 20, Where Nothing Stays Buried. Ominous! I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Dom.
Hi.
And Nikki. Mm-hmm. And Kim.
Hi.
Hi. So this was a pretty good episode there.
It was very interesting.
Really interesting. I mean, they left us at the end of last episode with not one, but two major character deaths. But as...
This episode didn't really change that.
No, it really did.
No.
This episode title would lead you to believe that they did something to remedy that. No, they really didn't. In fact, they made it worse.
You know what? I kind of think they did fix one of them. There's just a delayed response.
Oh, you think she's still gonna come back?
I think she's back. She's just not awake yet because she was going through some trauma at the time when they were trying to bring her back. And I don't think she's going to be the same old Davina. I think she's going to come back a little dark. A little bit more crazy.
Soulless.
A little bit more Voldemorty.
Yes.
Can they do that? Can she come back without a soul?
No, because that's what they're trying to retrieve, the soul.
Okay,
But her soul can
okay.
her soul can be torn, it can be ripped, it can be tainted, it can be, it can be damaged, and she can come back damaged.
Well, because they're trying to rip her apart. So
We learned with Davina that, the Davina thing that the crystals is it could tear her apart. We
Mhm.
didn't actually see the
The
crystal
rock.
being used.
Yes, we did.
yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. She
Not
had
tearing her apart though.
it. It was
Well,
making.
it
They
started.
were starting.
Well,
with the
yes.
crest
It
on her
was. I
forehead.
think what it looked like was the symbol that was on the stone started to carve into her forehead.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see it tear her to shreds.
No, we didn't see it
No,
complete.
we
We didn't
didn't.
see her tear it to shreds, and then it flipped back to Cole and Vincent and Marcel trying to bring her back, and there was nothing.
Hmm.
So
And
we can't until we know that we see a scene where her soul gets ripped into pieces. Davina is still there, and I think they did bring her back.
They
I don't know if
just...
they brought her back, but I think they
If you didn't notice why the fire was going, he was casting into the fire. The fire turned green before it went out.
Mm-hmm.
It did, yeah.
So anyway, we'll get to all of this. This is way later in the episode.
It doesn't matter. We don't have to go in order. It's just
No, it just helps us. Okay, yeah, we don't really have to go in order.
No.
But I mean, last episode we did leave off with Davina dead.
Mhm.
And, Cole comes to his senses after the fact, great timing there.
Well, because the curse was deactivated at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it did what
Well,
it was intended to do.
Yeah, is it permanently deactivated now?
We don't know.
No idea.
If the curse's whole purpose was kill Davina, mission accomplished.
Right. So if they bring her back, does it get reinstated or
That's a good point. Or
That's
is once
a
great
it's
question.
out, it's out.
still cured?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I think it was supposed to be a one-time deal that, the ancestors didn't expect them to go through all these lengths and jumps and hurdles and leaps and bounds to bring her back.
I think
would
they
think
were
they would,
expecting to
but-
have more time.
There's that too. I mean, I don't think they expected Freya to do what she did.
Yeah,
either.
that was her being ripped back out. I don't think they were ready for that.
Well, and then Freya, gaining access to the ancestors' power through Davina. I don't think they were expecting that either.
Yeah, I don't think they really know what to do with Freya. Because
Yeah.
every single witch in New Orleans channels the ancestors for their power. Freya doesn't.
No, she has that amount of power already.
Yeah, she's Esther's firstborn. She's...
Well,
you
yeah.
know.
She's older than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
At least as far as we. Well, there might be some of them that are not.
Yeah,
Sure.
which is, they predate vampires, and they're probably around the same time as werewolves. So, I mean, they're way older than
Mm.
thousands.
I don't know. Esther was the first witch.
No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't. Esther learned from Native American witches.
Hmm.
I just got through watching season 3, and all they do is call her the first witch.
Because they call her the first witch because she's the oldest that they know of that they can put a name
Well,
to.
like shamans and stuff are not considered witches.
Okay,
So.
they
Well,
call
shamans are different than witches.
this
Right.
show, the originals. Dahlia was a witch long before Esther was.
Well, they were sisters.
They were sisters, yes, but Dahlia was using magical power and all that fun stuff, while Esther was still a helpless little, Viking wench.
Yes. And Dahlia learned from other sources. She had the power. She was a witch, but she was learning from other sources.
Anyway, Freya, yeah. First, they bring Davina back in that little circle using a hand of glory and everything, like temporary solution so the ancestors can't rip you to shreds. And we're gonna get the power to bring it back. We're working on it, no problem. And then Freya's just like, yeah, only way we can kill Lucian, I'm just gonna use you as a conduit and lightning zap all of the ancestors, which I was really hoping would injure them. Or delay them, or set them back, or do something to these,
Right.
We didn't hear much about the ancestors after the fact. I mean, we saw a little bit with Davina, but that's what was happening at the time Freya was sucking their powers. We didn't hear anything from the ancestors.
Very true.
So we don't know what the hell's going on with them right now.
And right, yeah, and where we left off, we don't know. Davina's soul is either in 50 itty-bitty pieces, as they said, a fate worse than death, or it's back in her body and she's just not waking up yet. So,
I don't think it's back in her body. I
If-
feel like a room full of vampires would realize her heart's beating again.
Doesn't mean
yeah,
her
good point.
heart has to beat right away.
Another good point. Could be delayed effect.
If
That's
that
what I
is the
said.
case, if it is, as you say, a delayed effect, and she is going to wake up, I think it's not going to be anytime soon, because I think they're gonna, with the way it seems like what the episodes, the what's coming on to the next episode, it seems like for that all to take effect, she's got to still be dead, or at least believed to be dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right.
She might be comatose,
A coma.
some sort of supernatural coma. Like I said, like her soul, I mean, that mark almost was completed. Her soul's probably very, very damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked up, to say the least. So, this all happened, Freya going, no other choice here, because Lucian killing Cammy didn't cause, his plan was kill Cammy, Klaus is going to run out in a blind rage, attack me, I kill him.
Mhm.
Didn't work. Klaus kept a level head.
He did.
Very proud of him. Plan B, I'm going to kill Rebecca. I'm going to find her body and kill her body. That'll bring, Klaus running out, which it did.
Not just Klaus.
Not just Klaus, Haley too. But, the idea was, he thinks she's on the bottom of the ocean somewhere, she's in the middle of the bayou, so we have a head start.
It just makes no sense to me.
Go on.
Like, you have your whole house spelled so people can't get into it. You can't just, like, put her in a pre-dug basement and covered in cement.
Well, I think they're semi trying to keep it away from the family as well, or what's they trying to keep her away from the curse.
Yeah, but
Even though technically they said that she was part of it because she was daggered, but she's not dead. So is that really getting rid of that part of the curse?
the best place to hide something is right under somebody's nose.
Very true.
Well, you can't really see under your nose, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right there. But that's a really small spot. I don't think,
Well,
Rebecca could fit there.
they could shrink her down.
I think Freya could probably shrink her.
Yeah,
In a nose ring? Put
yeah.
her in a little orb in a nose ring?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, think, because, like I said, I just got through watching the Vampire Diaries again. Think of where Damon hid the Moonstone. Do you remember where Damon hid the
I
Moonstone?
remember.
Yeah,
Soap.
but Catherine.
Yeah,
No,
simple.
was it Cat? No, it was.
It was Catherine.
She found
was-
it real easy.
It was Catherine, and it was happenstance because she was washing up after, like, digging through the fireplace. But, if she didn't have to do that, She never would have looked there. It was a great fucking spot.
Oh,
So,
it was a fantastic hiding spot.
yeah, so like all Klaus had to do, just like the paint. Remember where Klaus hid the ashes inside the
His dad.
paint?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like right under everybody's nose is the best place for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was in a little basket that was full of soap bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And she just picks it up, looks at it, and like, you know, the look was like shock and awe, but it really should have been like, are you fucking serious?
Touche. It was touche. Yeah,
it was definitely touche. Like, brilliant. Back to this. Anyway, while Klaus and Haley are out, T-Bone. So many cars get crashed in this series.
Quite a few.
It's always like that same way too.
Mm-hmm. Always that same way, right? Klaus is in, Haley's ejected. Suddenly, Lucian shows up. What we were all waiting for, I guess.
didn't last very long.
No, it really didn't.
No, Freya
Like,
came
what,
in.
3 episodes now?
I had a really strong feeling that they were going to get rid of him like quickly
Mm-hmm.
because he really is too big of a bad for them to handle. So they had to
Yeah,
take care of him.
he's to be able to end everyone, end all. Yeah, he was he was too powerful for his britches.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, and I mean, he suffered from, megalomania syndrome there. Like, the Bond villain, like, I'm going to take my time and gloat and explain my whole plan to you before I kill you, giving you ample time to escape from this situation to figure
He
out how to
thinks
kill
he's
me.
invincible, and he thinks he has the ancestors on his side, so he's not really in a rush to do anything.
Right,
No.
but, that is my biggest, like, cliche in Hollywood or any, filmmaking industry place thing.
But
You have
before you finish, did it underperform? Did you expect Lucian to do anything else but that?
No, I really didn't. But, I mean, I would have waited, like, okay, I've been after this family for 900 years. There's, like, how many of them? They're unkillable. Suddenly I have the power to kill them. I'm going to do it immediately.
Think about how long he sat as Klaus. Think of how Klaus's attitude is. He was bound to be showboating. He was bound to have that attitude.
Yes, I know, if you kill them immediately, you can't, make them feel like shit. Or string them along and all that other stuff and
He is
torture them.
basically Klaus in another in his twin. He's Klaus's twin.
He's Klaus Light.
Klaus
Klaus.
Light.
Diet Klaus. Klaus Zero. Now that makes him sound better.
All right.
Well, what else can I describe? Okay, he's dead. Is that better?
Yeah.
No, now he's dead.
Yeah, he's completely dead now.
Freya just glowy blue hands is like, all right, he's powerless. He's a normal vampire. I mean, normal
So,
vampire, not
did
powerless.
Did this? I know I'm jumping to the end here, but did this episode confirm that Aurora is dead?
I you know what? I don't care about her, so I don't pay attention.
She's still unconscious. They
I
never
thought-
said she's dead.
I know
Well-
they sucked the serum out of her, but I don't think they confirmed that they killed her off.
Well, at the end they said that they drained the serum out of her heart.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's going to kill her.
Yeah.
How else do you get her heart though?
Needle.
A needle.
He had a needle.
Yeah, I
I don't know why you wouldn't kill her
It's
though.
it's all back to the showboating again. Like, why not just kill her?
I don't know.
because Klaus is a softie.
There's a
even
big
though-
basket of crazy.
Klaus
you
isn't
should
the
kill.
one who
Klaus
did it.
didn't do it. It was Vincent.
No, but she's not dead because of Klaus. Klaus
Oh, yeah.
wants to keep her
Well,
under
yeah,
lock
that was-
and key.
That was before.
But,
I'm
why
talking
would
about what
Vincent
Vincent's doing.
kill her? Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Klaus.
No, I
after
know,
they
but
took
what?
the serum, there was no reason to keep her alive anymore.
Yeah, I know why she was alive to begin with.
Well, you think if Vincent went and killed Aurora and Klaus found out that he wouldn't be exactly that. I think Vincent's just thinking forefront serum. Let me deal with this. Aurora is Klaus's problem.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But-
Probably.
I think she's dead.
Can we say how much of a bitch he came there at the end when he's like, okay, I'm not super powerful anymore. Oh god, I'm gonna cry. Save me, please don't kill me. I'm like, all the shit you did and you think I'm sorry is gonna fucking work. You're dead. You're an idiot.
What else? What else do you have to try? Like you're on your deathbed. You gotta plead for your life somehow. You mean to tell me if someone came into your house and held a gun to your head, you're not gonna be like, please don't
Okay,
shoot me?
there's a difference. If B, being as intelligent as she is, did all these things in the background, like such as Lucian, she'd be like, okay, I accept my fate.
I saw this. Yeah, you'd be like, I saw this coming. It's bound to happen.
What
And
if
oops.
what? Hold on. What if Daniel Gillies' wife came into your house right now and looked at your background and was like, "You're dead," and you wouldn't bargain for your life. You're guilty of
I
topless.
wonder why she gave two shits.
Fair point.
No.
That's point one. Second point is if she broke into her house right now with a gun and looked at her background, she'd just see nothing but green.
Shh, it's the illusion.
Oh, I thought you meant like her history, not her.
Oh, no, if she saw her history,
I was sitting there like, B hasn't done anything, you dipshit.
if she saw her history, B is, come on, this between the sexy and the new sexy? Damn it, I wish I had the new sexy queued up.
But come on now. I'd be like, why do you give two shits? You go home to him every night. You
Yeah,
fuck
Rachel-
him in your bed. I
Yes.
made a picture. Why the fuck do you give two shits?
Yeah, Rachel Cook. Why the fuck do you give a shit?
He actually looked up her name.
He did. But come on now. Really?
No, I think there's a lot of other like people out there that have done a lot worse than make a little freaking picture.
I'm kidding, but it's
There's probably
That's it.
somebody in their bushes right now with freaking binoculars watching
the
them.
principle. The whole point of the story is under no circumstances are you gonna be like, hey, just kill me. You're gonna plead for your life.
Right?
I don't
Probably.
know.
I don't know.
Like,
Doesn't matter what you've done, you're still gonna plead for your life.
I don't think.
Candid information. I have stared down the barrel of a gun before. I did not plead.
Oh,
Well, that got dark really quick.
yeah.
Thank
I mean,
But yeah.
it's
Just
different when
insane.
you're in the situation.
Yeah.
It was also they weren't using a gun on Lucian. It
Right,
was
but
just-
we're going to get back to the Lucian point here.
It's the same concept.
He just
so
went
I-
around, torturing people, killing people, gloating, being asshole number one, be like, I'm going to kill you when I get the chance. Oh, I'm going to kill your girl. I bite your girlfriend. Now she's going to die. Watch her die. And then suddenly your power's sucked away. Here's the guy in front of you who you just tormented for the past, week, 2 weeks, whatever, in the most malicious ways possible. And you're just going to be like, please don't kill me.
Yeah. Self-preservation is the number one basic instinct under
mean-
any circumstance.
picking
Whether or not
Oh,
you
I
expect it
agree,
to work
but-
is
Okay.
another story.
Lucian versus other people, there would be different situations all around. Lucian is a whiny little bitch who realized that he was losing, so he begged and pleaded. Whereas another person who has a more stalwart willpower would be like, I accept my fate. I'm not sorry because this is
Not
what I wanted to
necessarily-
do.
Not always accept your fate, but also be a dick. Look at Klaus.
Yeah, just be
Klaus
like,
stares into the face of death. He goes, "Fuck you."
Because he
Yeah.
can't die.
Exactly.
well,
No, there's been instances where he could have, when they had the white oak bullets or
mhm.
obviously he could be bitten too. But I mean, and every time he just goes.
pretty much.
So,
So
yeah,
depends upon the person.
it does depend on the...
I feel like that was just Klaus protecting his family, though, and being like, I will die over them. Like, he's dying to protect someone.
Mhm.
Whereas Lucian doesn't have anybody to protect. Lucian's about himself.
Because no one loves him because he's a dick.
Exactly.
At this point, yeah. So,
Not even Amara.
looking
He's a
like
bag of dicks.
Marcel is going back to being, antagonist.
Well, I mean, do
Yeah,
like
thank you,
him?
B. Thanks, B. She laughed at it.
I didn't hear it because I'm not listening.
I
I
agree.
noticed.
I
I said Amara.
Or Nikki
not
agrees
Aurora.
with me. Anyway, go on.
Like, I'd like Marcel being the antagonist. I prefer him as the antagonist.
He is, and, this is a move you would have expected out of Klaus, which shows you how much Klaus has grown in the past couple seasons. He's the one who said, no, don't do it. That's not, find another way. We can't, like, obliterate Davina in that, in that way. Even though he absolutely, positively hates Davina.
Well, he
It's
chose
the other way around.
Mother over,
Mm-hmm.
Stuff, and he chose Marcel.
Right.
He chose other people over his own hatred.
Right. 2 seasons ago, that would have been a no-brainer.
Yeah,
It would have been
just
like,
got rid of
fuck her.
Yeah, it's more
Even
the
at
other
the
way around.
beginning of the
Davina
season.
hates Klaus more than Klaus hates Davina.
True. But anyway, Freya's the one who pulled the Klaus in this situation.
Oh, and Elijah went with it.
It's just it's the Mikealson tradition.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, someone had to do it if Klaus wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Why not pick the person that you thought would not do it ever? Freya.
Now Marcel and Vincent are rightfully fumed, and Vincent just gives him the serum that he stole from Aurora.
Yep.
So it's like, here, become the thing they fear.
Do you think Marcel's going to take it?
I think he's going to sit on it for a bit.
He's...
I don't know. I really don't want him to. I just want him to be angry and whatever.
I'll tell you what I want. I want him to sit on it. I want him not to take it. I want him to get so infuriated that he's about to take it. Davina comes back. He's no longer as angry, and Davina takes it.
Ooh.
Sacrifice witchy powers to become super original.
To kill Klaus.
Well,
That's been her objective this whole time, is to kill Klaus.
If she's as messed up as we possibly think that she is,
Yeah.
it would make sense, and that would be really interesting to see her go be the big bad
And
in the next season.
I mean, she kind of was the big bad for a little while, or at least we thought she was.
to pull back in the Vampire Diaries crossover we just had, we've been mentioning this now a couple weeks on Vampire Diaries. They keep leading with this ominous Klaus hasn't been heard from for years thing.
3 years. Yeah.
Because Vampire Diaries is now 3 years in the future, in case you don't watch both shows. And Caroline on that show is like, I even went to called Klaus for help, and he's nowhere to be found, because she was outright told, nobody's seen Klaus Mikealson in 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's the end of this season, the beginning of that 3 years. So there's like that, the Vampire Diaries has put this ominous fear of what's going to happen to Klaus in our heads here.
Well, obviously something happens. Whether he runs away because something comes after him.
I mean,
One
Klaus
way or
is
the
the most vulnerable out of all of the originals right now.
Mhm.
Even though he's
the
a
only one
hybrid.
that's unlinked.
Exactly. He's the only one that doesn't have a sire line anymore.
Yep. So either
And all the people trying to kill him are part of his sire line.
someone shows up and starts fucking with things, Marcel does take the serum, or someone takes the serum and Klaus has to run, or, dare I say it, Klaus gets killed in the season finale.
I hope not.
I hope not. I mean,
I
I
really
guess
hope
it's
not
all
either.
possible, but
I mean,
doubt it.
we know that this show is based around Klaus. Like, yes, the Mikealsons, but I mean, when you think of the originals, when you think of like a poster, who's forefront?
Klaus.
Klaus.
So I mean, I don't know if they
I
could
think
do that.
Marcel.
What if it's Cole?
I don't know.
What if?
I mean, we know he's could be the biggest shithead in the world.
Oh God, yeah.
And the only person that was keeping him under wraps was Davina.
Yeah,
He even said that.
I forgot to mention. Yeah, he went to.
Yeah,
He showed up, and
That new regent is not so new anymore.
no, he's the
Well,
new dead regent.
he's the new dead regent.
So I mean,
It's like,
it's a
go on.
if
Sorry.
if not he's not the serum or whatever. I definitely see Cole becoming a shithead again, obviously.
Yeah.
Unless, as we hope, what we say is unless Davina either comes back. But if Davina becomes the big bad, obviously that's gonna be a whole other situation with Cole. But he's a shithead, and he's gonna be a shithead.
It's gonna be. I mean, if Davina, if something happens to her, she's bad and badass, and she's taking over everything. I don't know if Cole's gonna join her or if he's gonna try to save her.
Man, wouldn't that be
Why
really
not
interesting
both?
if that does happen that direction? She becomes evil and she drinks the thing and whatever, and then Cole's like so it's a duo of them both being just shitheads everywhere. So they be the big bads together.
I have no idea what's gonna happen. A lot of possibilities here. But
And even like taking the serum, maybe she doesn't give up her witch powers. Maybe somehow she takes them with her, and hey, guess what? There's another sort of heretic thing going on.
Worse than that, I mean, because she'd be like super werewolf, super vampire, and super mage, or mage,
Witch.
which
I'm
I
just
think too much
curious.
Warcraft.
Lucian's been nullified and then killed. Um, we don't know Davina's fate right now.
No.
What? You still got the looming threat of the ancestors because the Mikealsons aren't dead.
Right.
Their new regent, their mouthpiece, their like conduit or whatever, is dead. Their weapon is dead, and their primary target is dead. Possibly, we don't know.
I mean, I
Or
don't know
one
if
of their
they...
primary non-Mikealson
Yeah.
targets.
Yeah.
So what are they going to wind up doing to the ancestors besides, I hope, getting rid of them?
I don't know. I think they're
How
going to
do you
start
get rid
out.
of them?
You can't get rid of them, but I think they're going to
Is
start outreaching without a mouthpiece, without a
is
conduit.
Esther part of the ancestors?
She was consecrated in New Orleans ground, but she's not a New Orleans witch.
So
She
maybe?
Because she originated near Mystic Falls.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm wondering if she's the one stirring trouble up down below.
See, all the witches are consecrated, and the ancestors' realm does look like the graveyard and the area immediately around the graveyard.
Where they consecrated Freya.
Right.
I mean,
Davina. Esther?
Esther.
So, one way to get rid of the ancestors is destroy anything holding their physical ties to the realm, to Earth or whatever.
Keep in mind, the whole
From the
Esther
graveyard.
thing was last season, or was it this season? When did they get rid of
Esther
Esther?
was
Last season. Esther and Michael were the end of last season.
It's kind of recent, and all this stuff with the ancestors just started up recently too. It's a little coincidental to me.
It's always been around, but them being really...
I don't want them to use that plot device again. I've seen enough of Esther and Michael
Well,
and all of them. I'm done with that
It's
part.
not Esther coming back to life. It's her from beyond the grave, which is
I am
slightly
not saying
different,
that she's
but-
coming back.
But she's been
Her
around a couple
meddling in
times.
general.
Yeah.
In general. I
Yeah.
don't want to see that. That's done.
But her goal is to
Came
always
back in
been take
Vampire
them out.
Diaries, but yeah.
Her goal is to always take them out in the way that Klaus took her out, especially the way he took her out.
turning her into a vampire.
Yeah, she's gonna be very vengeful.
If she got turned into a vampire, she's no longer a witch. She doesn't join the ancestors.
Oh yeah.
Good point.
I don't know how that works.
Anyway, we've talked, I think, enough about this episode. I think we covered everything, right? Cammy's still dead.
Yeah.
There's no reverse on that.
Why do you have to remind me about that?
I don't know. This episode's called Where Nothing Stays Buried. You would think.
I think
See,
they
Haley and
were.
Elijah.
To me,
I-
the best thing that's happened this
Right, we
season.
missed that.
The best thing that's happened this season is nothing that's even going on right now. It was just the one-off mention of the 7 werewolf tribes. That's the most interesting that happened this season
They're-
for me.
They're gonna look into that. That was part of this episode. They're gonna look into that. Haley's looking into that.
Right.
So
No, she was looking into that to see if there was a way they could combat Lucian. But
no, I think she's still gonna dig because this is her lineage.
Hmm.
This is Klaus's lineage. This is their daughter's lineage. She's gonna look into this.
Okay.
We may not. Maybe we won't see her doing it, but I think it's going to play into next season.
But as Kim mentioned,
Yes.
Haley and Elijah got all cuddly.
They got canoodly.
Well, Klaus called her out because she was trying to be all, I understand, and he's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the person you love is still around,
He's like, the person you love is still here. Go.
and you need to stop.
Mhm.
I mean, look at what happened with me. You need to stop pushing him away and stop, doing what you're doing. And talk to him because you don't know how much time you're gonna have.
Klaus is at the point where he's ready to grab both of them by the back of the head and just be like, "Now kiss."
And then she's all like, "Well, what do I say to him?" And he's like, "Well, he's calling me here."
Yeah, just let him ask him yourself.
Like, here you go.
It's like he's playing matchmaker now.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match.
Find.
So the next episode is called Give 'Em Hell, Kid. And our synopsis. After receiving new visions of the looming prophecy, Freya uncovers that her family is on a collision course with a dangerous new enemy. More ominous. Meanwhile, with the help of Detective Kinney, haven't seen him in a while, Vincent and Cole travel to the ancestral world to put a stop to the witches and take back their city once and for all. Elsewhere, Klaus and Elijah confront Marcel after a heartbreaking plan gone wrong has sent him spiraling.
So that means, Davina's still lying there. We don't know what's going on, and Marcel is being super, super sensitive and emotional. That doesn't mean he took the serum, but maybe he's very, very, he's thinking about it.
Close to it.
He's thinking about it. And that it's interesting that they get Detective Kinney and then Vincent and Cole go into the ancestral world. That's interesting. And like Mike was saying, to sever the link between their physical tie to the world, I think that's what's going to happen.
They either have to sever their ability to, interfere with the world or destroy them entirely.
I'm curious how Detective Kinney's going to play into that, and
I have no idea.
I have a feeling it's going to tie something with Cammy's Dark Objects.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So.
I mean, first solution, drop a whole bunch of napalm on the graveyard and see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
Because you take out all of New Orleans, that graveyard's in the middle of freaking New Orleans.
Yeah. I mean, here's the graveyard and all the quarters are like around it.
Yeah.
It is the center.
It's like a major hub in New Orleans.
Damn, my next suggestion was a nuke.
Wow.
Like thing in New Orleans is
maybe we need the travelers from the Vampire Diaries to come
Get
over
out.
and make an orb around the cemetery. And
anti-magic bubble.
Get out.
Exactly.
Around the graveyard.
Get out. Don't ever bring up that T word ever again.
Well, aren't they all dead? The only ones that are left are the twins.
No, those are the Siphoners. That's Gemini Coven, not the Travelers.
Yeah.
The Travelers.
The Travelers were technically not witches, Kim.
Oh, okay.
My God, it's like you didn't even pay attention that season. Don't worry, I
don't
didn't
think-
either.
Why would I pay attention to that season?
It was terrible. I didn't pay attention to
The
that
second
season.
half of that season, I vegged through half of the episode. I wasn't even on this podcast for that half of the season. I vegged through that half of the season. I don't remember half the shit that went on. That's why when it came up that Tyler, the whole thing with Tyler not being a hybrid confused the shit out of me.
What happened with the...
Because the end of that season, Dom's crying about it. He's remembering it right now.
He's got the worst memories about that season, and I'm sorry to bring it up. We're on the wrong show, but I mean, it does carry over a little bit.
Speaking of traveling, we're going to travel right on over to our outros. Dom, where can they find you?
At Madame on Twitter.
Crying about how much The Travelers and Season 5 of The Vampire Diaries was... Nikki, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24. I can't even spell right now.
LADYVENOM 24.
I'm actually crying for real now.
Kim, where can they find you?
Yes. On the Twitters.
HUFFITYPUFFITY. I got to do it. You can find me on Twitter at Philodrin. You can find all of us on also Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, Google+, and MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at all of those places for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. I'm good. I don't know how I kept a straight face, but I'm good. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Talking about genitalia, because that was just, oh god.
1,000-year-old genitals.
That was pre-show.
It was.